Hey everyone, this is Arnables98 and welcome to 2020, my first video of the year, and hopefully not the last video that you can comment on for the COPPA changes and stuff are still going on. But yeah, so here's Ironhide version 2 from the first Transformers movie. It was kind of inevitable. I was going to make him anyways, as I stated last year, just to round out my 2007 Autobots. And he's update like Ratchet and Jazz of my version 1 of those guys, which I made way back in 2014. And this guy is such an improvement since that that Ironhide was like really fragile, and it was really hard to put him back into vehicle mode, and he just was a complicated mess for his size. And yeah, the studio file is in the description. I also put the original version 1 of Ironhide in the description. I don't have him anymore because he was pretty bad if you want to check it out. And yeah, this guy was a pretty quick build actually. It took like maybe like 5 days to make, which wasn't that bad, and I think it turned out amazing. Well, this is the only Transformer I made this year. Start here he is in his really iconic GMC top kick pickup truck mode. And spinning it around, you see all the detail. It's pretty smooth, lots of tiles everywhere. The back's broken up a little bit, but it's all fine. And for the details, he's an 8-wide truck, just like Optimus. My original version 1 was a 6-wide truck, which is why he was kind of fragile. It was difficult to fit everything in all that in that small size. And I was kind of starting out with Transformers back then. But the front is pretty nice. It's a pretty generic grille. I know the top kick has a pretty iconic front grille. I couldn't do anything special with this section because this actually holds a lot of stability for the front of the truck. But I think it's fine. You got the lights on the top, windshield, headlights. Unfortunately, there's some gray bits peering out. It's probably because the ball joints still come in black. But that's fine. But it's a very smooth side here. And the back, you see the tail lights and the bumper. It's important for transformation actually. Smokestacks, rear window. And this section here is a bit messy. It kind of splits, but it holds together well. It just looks really weird because something inside there doesn't work too well. And the bottom is really clean. Not much going on here. And this other side, it's the same thing. And he has the same wheels as I used with Ratchet and Last Night Hound, which means he can roll very well. And yeah, he does have the weapons. They don't tab in. I didn't really plan this out. They kind of, unfortunately, they're not part of his vehicle mode, but you could just stash them in the back, just like the Masterpiece and Studio series. Here he is with Ravage and a minifigure. My Lego Ravage is kind of sitting in pieces right now, but I'll fix him. And Studio series Ironhide, which he takes a lot of inspiration from. And here he is with my old Camaro B. I know I need to make the new Camaro B, but yeah, the actual top kick is a really big truck. It's bigger than you would think for a pickup truck, so I think this works well. I unfortunately don't have the time to transform Ratchet, Jazz, and Optimus, but I think Ironhide might be a little too big compared to Optimus. I'll do some more comparisons later. And now for his transformation, it's pretty smooth, and it's not as fiddly and fragile as my version 1. It obviously takes inspiration from his Studio Series toy and some bits from the Masterpiece, as well as my own ideas. And to start, you want to come over to the sides here, and there's like you want to just kind of take your finger here and peel this part away, like that. And of course it will go to the legs, and take this section and fold it out. And this section over here is going to just fold back. And as you can see, for those of you who want to actually build him, this part tabs right into the center stud right here. It holds together really well, and these are just held in by gravity. And all this will start to flop down. And now everything's down, you want to just rotate him at the waist. And then for the legs, this is mostly my own transformation for him. You want to fold these sections down, and you want to just split them apart. Nothing holds them together except that one tab, but it does a really good job of doing so. And here's where things get kind of interesting. It'll look like a mess, but it works pretty well. You want to unfold all this out like that. As you can see, it is like a little slit. All this will kind of fold over this area here, which is kind of cool. And then you want to fold this up like that. You want to fold this. And then coming over to here, there are a bunch of hinges here, but you want this tail light to go back around here and just go like that. I'm gonna unfold this again here. I don't know if you can tell what's going on, but this was actually the bumper, but it has a little stud here that will tab into the lower portion of the leg. It took me forever to find it. This was the hardest part because I had limited space to work with for the legs. And now for the thighs, just like the Masterpiece toy, the wheels will end up in the thighs and the CGI. So you want to rotate this section around on that joint, and then using this arm system, you want to just plop that into place. It'll just sit there. It's like rubber, so it holds in place pretty well. And now for this section here, this section that was kind of the center of the bed will fold in, and this section will also fold in to form a little knee pad. And this section here is going to rotate upwards and fold up, and it's gonna sit down in the bumper here at an exact angle. And in this section, it's just gonna close off the leg right here, and it's gonna just wrap right there and kind of hitch into place there. And now for the legs, they're pretty simple, but you want to fold this section down. This is actually the top of the bed, and this is the bottom of the bed. And then you want to fold this section back, and then you want to fold this back, and you want to rotate this around, and this will sit right here. It's a little interesting because the ball portion of the ball joint will sit right into that center divot. Kinda, it's interesting. And there is one leg done. And now for the other side, you see how much mass shifting is going on here. But you want to just fold this section. You want to just inch this out a little bit. Fold this down, and then take this whole section here. Just kind of fold it down, yeah, like that. And then you want to fold the section forward like that. You kind of get where the hinges go for vehicle mode. And then you want to just fold this, and then fold this section down, and then this bumper area is going to tab right into this part here, and then just like that, and then this whole kneecap area is just going to fold right into here. And then of course you want to rotate this around, and then this is all going to fold right up onto its hips. You see the wheels are nice where they should be. And now for this section, this is going to rotate upwards, and this is going to shift up, fold up. I love how when it sits here, it's at that perfect angle, like on the CGI. And then this part is just going to wrap around. This part will kind of catch onto the end here, which kind of keeps it in place. And then the legs, you want to just fold this down. This whole section will become the heels. And you want to just take this section here, you fold this outwards. It's on one of these pieces, the ones you could just rotate around. I forgot what they're called. And then you want to rotate this around, set this onto the ground, and there you have a little Gur truck for now. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. And now for the upper half, it's actually really close to the Studio Series. Just like the Studio Series, you gotta just flip all this roof stuff back, and you want to just coming under here. You want to rotate all this upwards. There's like a whole system of like struts and hinges. First, you'll want to come into here, fold this little tabbing area. I know that's a common thing I have on the Transformer. This little like these combinations of these two pieces used to tab things in. And then you want to fold this back like that, and then this whole section here, which is connected to his waist, will kind of plunge right into here. And then the back section of that, this part is going to tab right into here. It creates a weird angle, but it's fine. I'm just gonna get that in and press that into place just like that. And now to continue on, you want to just take these sections, fold them up, just like the Studio Series toy. The arms are kind of tucked in here, and then just like that. I guess it's time now to actually split the entire front of the truck. You want to fold the bumper down like that, just like Studio Series once again, and then you want to come over here. You want to take these sides and you just want to wiggle them out ever so slightly. But before you do that, you want to take the head, it's hiding in here. Just get that, tab that back in. That. Fold that down, and then you want to just wiggle all this out. And you can see that front chest piece coming into view. So I'm going to wiggle that, and that just give enough clearance to pull this forward. And before you don't see this anymore, there's like this 1x2 wide Technic beam. It kind of shifts on here, and this portion is on a ball joint connected into this section, which is how the chest will angle. And continuing on with the chest, you just want to fold the arms forward a bit just for now. And then you want to make sure these, okay, it's kind of weird to see, but you want these Technic pieces to be parallel to the whole center of the body, like that, and that will give you the room to angle them forward just like that, and then they will just kind of tuck in like that. You can fold the arms back out actually, and then you want to just fold this up inwards. You want to make it at like an angle like Studio Series toy does, and this part will just, it doesn't tab anything into place, but once these are in a reasonable position they'll stay put. And then next you want to do, you want to fold the wheels in as far as they go, just like that. They're on these little droid arms to make the angle good. And you want to lift this up. The bumper will fold upwards, and then you want to fold these sections in. And these sections will rotate upwards. They'll form the little like horn things that the Masterpiece toy doesn't seem to have, but they're on the CGI and Studio Series 2. It doesn't have that also. It kind of approximate that, and then this section will kind of sit down like that. And then coming over to here, you want to take this panel here, rotate this forward to form that little, I don't know what that is. Just fold that forward. And now you want to fold this section. So you want to, coming in behind here, you can see how the arms are actually folded up. Remember this position for going back to vehicle mode. This section here, this part will fold over. But you want to free that up and then fold this out. This gives you the room to take this panel, rotate it upwards, and leave it like that. And now you can rotate this section around. Like this. And like that. And then you want the arm to kind of sink in like there. And same for this side. You want to fold this down, rotate this up, rotate that. And you want to take this and you want to rotate that. You want the dark gray section to fold outwards and the gray one to go inwards. And then you just want to rotate the arm here. And now the head, you can push this through. It doesn't tab in, it's just kind of like just sit right here, and you can just fold this up like that. And then now for this section here, before you fold these down, you gotta deal with this kind of backpack. Looking at all these joints here, there's a set of hinges here. In vehicle mode they lay flat like that, but for robot mode they're gonna fold up, and this is just gonna pass through like that. And this section is going to inch upwards. There's going to be a little lip here. That's where you fold the windshield and the headlights, top lights inwards, like that, and like this. And they're all just going to kind of mush together like that. And then the lights on top should face upwards, and the smokestack's back. And now you're going to just fold this section around, and they're going to just kind of angle in to form a little like wing-like thing. And then getting everything in position, we just need to do the arms really quickly. And then the arms, they're pretty much actually just rotate the fifths, but I know there's like a lot of ways to do this, but you want the black section to point outwards, and then the arm will just rotate like that. And you just want to close the side windows as tight as possible, and then just get everything positioned. And of course he's kind of missing his cannons. He looks not bad without the cannons. There's still a lot of beef to his arms. I will make his I did make his guns from Dark of the Moon, his heavy irons, but I will later on. I just didn't have the time to make them. But yeah, for accessory of his cannons, unfortunately they don't transform with the truck, but it looked really cool. Of course, this is definitely something I carried over from my older version, using the binocular pieces. And of course, they tab right into the windshield. There's like this one stud here, which kind of slides over right here. It'll fit with the side mirrors, just like that. And the other one, I know they have names, I kind of forgot, but you can just comment below if the comments are still around. But there you go, and he looks very nice with his weapons. And a close-up on his head. There's like a lot of detail here. I'm very happy that I got the angles of these right to the Studio Series toy and that chest piece. His head is pretty much the same base as my B-movie Optimus. That's why it looks a little familiar. It can rotate up and down. He can look up pretty well and look down. It's on this double hinge, so there you go. Of course, I got these side things. His wheels are in the right place here. There's some play with like how the shoulders work, but they definitely hold in place better than what I've seen with the Masterpiece. His arms are a little weird. Lifting this panel up, you can see how they kind of just come out from back here at a kind of weird angle. He is still very articulated. You can use this little bit to like move it around here to gain more like motion. You can move this joint back here. I try to leave it as like a 90-degree angle to his shoulders, and then his forearms here can rotate a bit here on this ball joint, and his fists can move. His fists are the same as my movie Optimus. That means he can hold weapons, which I plan to do when I make his heavy irons, and of course fingers and stuff. And coming down here, I didn't think I was able to do this, but I got the wheels on his hip, like in CGI. You got the legs here. He does have a really good waist swivel here, which is something I really want to keep as a common thing in my larger builds. He has a hip articulation. Unfortunately, he can't really do the splits very well because of the wheels, but I don't honestly could care less. And he get a 90-degree bend. It's actually kind of part for transformation. That's how it stores. And for his knees, you got the nice like spiky. His legs are like a big mess as usual as Bayformer designs. Well, that's kind of a cool thing. He has his toes, some very nice toes for those of you with robot foot fetishes. And of course, you got a nice ankle pivot. Unfortunately, you got to move this back a bit to make this pivot. And then coming onto the back here, you got these panels here. They kind of form as little, I know he has wings. I don't know if he really uses them in the movie, but they can just come out a bit like that, which is interesting. And one final accessory, those with OCD probably knows this right away, but one of his toes is like a different color than the other. And that's because I've included a little MOJO to go with Ironhide. He could just sit right up to Ironhide right there. Like, that's gonna rust. But yeah, it's a little fun Easter egg I decided to throw in. But number scale, minifigure, Ravage, Revenge of the Fallen RC, and Studio Series Voyager, which is one of my favorite Studio Series figures I have. And here we have the Hunt for the Decepticons Deluxe figure. And now the big question is, how does this scale with my other 2007 Autobots? And first we have Optimus here. And next we have Ratchet. Okay. And we have Bumblebee here. And then finally we have Jazz. And yeah, I couldn't be any happier with the scale over here. I think Ironhide is pretty well scaled, especially with Optimus and Ratchet. I know there's some discrepancy between the two, like sometimes they could be the same height, but I think Ironhide's slightly taller than Ratchet, so it works out. And yeah, well, I definitely have more pictures of this gang on Instagram, but I'm not done yet, because I still need to make the new Camaro version of B, which will be a retool of my old Camaro, of course. And I kind of want to make Jazz a little taller, because he is, I think I made him a bit too short. And once that's done, I'll be happy with my 2007 Autobots. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I'm really happy how Ironhide turned out. He's a pretty tricky design to do, and he easily is much better than my first version. There's like a lot going on with his upper body and weird angles and stuff, and I'm just really happy how I was able to achieve all this. I haven't made my next Transformer yet. It might be a while, maybe not until the summer. And yeah, I think my next build will either be New Camaro B, and I need to update Jazz again, and maybe or one of the Wreckers, or one of the Decepticons from the 2007 movie, because I plan to remake all the cast. I definitely want to do Megatron soonish, but yeah, that should be it for this video. The studio file's in the description. You can follow me on Instagram for more updates in case the comments disappear again because of Kappa. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in quite some time. But